Hi friends, my name is Miss Custer and I'm your teacher's helper today. Today you're going to do a word problem activity called I Can Solve. And this is a digital word problem activity. So that means that you only need your computer or tablet in order to complete the problems. Now here's the thing, if you'd prefer to use a pencil and paper, or if you'd prefer to have some objects right there in front of you, maybe you'd like to use some cubes or some coins when you're working through your word problems, and that's great. That's okay. But really, everything that you need is right here inside of your workstation. All right, so let's go ahead and read our objective and see what we're going to do today. The objective says, I can solve addition and subtraction word problems. Let's read it one more time. I can solve addition and subtraction word problems. So today you're going to be doing some adding and subtracting, and you're going to be reading some word problems. So some of them might be a little bit tricky. You might have to read the problem in order to determine, are you adding or are you subtracting? All right, so let's go on to slide 3 to see what materials you'll need. Slide 3 says you will need your thinking cap. So go ahead and click your thinking cap on. Click it on. That's all you need. Just click on your thinking cap. You also need your word problem mats, which is right here inside of your workstation, and they look just like this. So you'll need your word problem mats. At the bottom here it says, that's it, you're ready to begin. That's because everything, like I said, is right here inside of your workstation. All right, there's a few things that you don't want to forget when you're working through your word problems. It says here, don't forget. The first thing is to take your time. Remember, you don't have to rush through this. You don't have to feel like it's a race. Take your time and be sure to read the problems carefully. So that kind of goes along with taking your time. When you read the problems carefully, that ensures that you're not missing any important parts. So maybe read the problem once, read it again. You may even want to read it 3 times so that you can really think about what is the problem asking you to do. The next thing is that you can use your digital math tools. You'll see when I show you the slides that there are some really great built-in math tools that you can use, and they're digital. That means that you don't have to have objects in front of you unless you want to. So there's digital math tools to help you when you're counting. The fourth thing to remember is to double check your work. So to double check your work. So after you solve the problem and you think, oh, I've got it, I think that I'm good to go, just go back and double check one more time just to make sure that you understood every part of the problem, that you read everything, that you really took your time, and that you did everything accurately. It's really important when you're doing math and you're thinking through word problems that you are accurate. Math and accuracy, they're very important. So just double checking your work is a super important a skill to learn. All right, let's go to the next slide because I think we're almost ready to solve. So there's a few little letters here, the 5 letters in the word solve, S-O-L-V-E, and each letter stands for something. The letters will help us remember what we're doing when we're solving the word problems. So the letter S here, it stands for study the word problem. Study the word problem. So before you even try to solve the problem, you want to study what it's asking you to do. You want to think about, what is this problem asking me to do? Is it asking me to add? Is it asking me to subtract? Really take the time to study it. Look at it closely. So the S stands for study the word problem. The O in the word solve stands for organize. It's important to organize your ideas. So before you jump right in to try to solve your problem, you want to organize your thoughts. Get clear on what is it asking you to do. So you want to study it closely, and then you also want to organize, okay, what will I do first in order to solve this problem? What will I do second? And once you get those ideas straight in your mind and you organize them, then it will be much simpler to go in and solve the problem. The L in the word solve stands for look for key words. It's important to look for key words because it's really tricky sometimes to understand, is the problem asking me to add or subtract? What is it asking me to do? And there's certain key words that help us when we're thinking about what the problem's asking of us. So look for those key words, and we'll talk about that a little bit more when we go through the slides. The next letter is the letter V. This is a really important one. The word is visualize. So the letter V stands for visualize. Visualize means to create a picture in your mind. Visualize the word problem. So when you're thinking about the word problem and you're reading it aloud and you're thinking about, okay, what is it asking me to do? Make that picture of what the word problem is about. Draw a picture of it in your mind. Maybe it's talking about that there's 4 apples in the basket and then you collect 4 more apples. So picture those 4 apples, picture that basket, and then imagine putting more apples inside of the basket. Visualizers is a really important strategy when you're solving word problems. Then the final letter is the letter E. The letter E, so SOLVE. The letter V stands for explain. Explain your thinking using words, pictures, and numbers. So when you're ready to solve your problem and you're working through, okay, I've organized my ideas, I've visualized what's happening, I've looked for those key words, and you're going to go in and actually solve the problem, it's important to explain your thinking. That E is a very important one. So explain your thinking, and you can use words, pictures, and numbers when you're explaining your thinking. All right, so let's go through, and we're going to look at one of the word problem mats together. And this one is about, what is this about here? What is that a picture of? It's a picture of a soccer ball. So the word problem is going to be about playing soccer. That picture will give you a good clue when you're reading your word problem. Over here on the side, you're going to see some math tools. So when you're working through your word problem, I would suggest first you read the word problem aloud, and then you go back and you read the word problem again, and then you maybe even read it a third time. And that will help you when you're studying that word problem to really carefully go through it multiple times reading it. And then you're going to think about what is it asking you to do. So in this case, it says 6 girls are playing soccer. 2 boys join them. How many children are playing soccer? So you can use your math tools and you can drag each little bear over to help you when you're counting. So just like this, if there's 6 girls playing soccer, 2 boys join them. I'm going to use the L here in the word solve to help me. Look for key words. The word join is a really great key word. It means that there's more. More are being added to what's already there. So 6 girls are playing soccer, 2 boys join them. So I might use these tools over here when I solve the problem and show my work. I might drag these over to help me when I'm solving. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 girls are playing soccer, and I might even want to organize it to really make it super clear in my mind. Okay, let's pretend that these are the girls over here. 6 girls are playing soccer. 2 boys join them. So I know that we're adding more to what's already here. So I'm going to pretend that these are the 2 boys. 1, 2. How many children are playing soccer? So what could we do in order to solve this problem? We can go back and reread it again. 6 girls are playing soccer. I have my 6 here. 2 boys join them. I have my 2. How many are playing soccer? I can go in and add them all together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if we had to write a number sentence to show what's happening in this word problem, what would we write? What number sentence would we write? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 girls plus 1, 2 boys equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So when we're writing our number sentence, we would write 6 plus 2 equals 8. And we could say 8 children to represent what it is that we're demonstrating in this problem. So we've shown our work here, and we've even written a number sentence here at the bottom. Now, here's the thing. If you'd like to add even more additional parts to this to explain your thinking even more, you absolutely can. You can add a text box here if you'd like to write a sentence about what's happening in your word problem scenario. You could use some of the other tools that are here as well. If you'd prefer to go up and add your own shapes, you can do that by going to shapes and then adding your own shapes. So there's lots of different options when you're solving your problem. The thing though is that you really don't have to go outside of this space because you have these math tools when you're counting to help you. Also, be sure to write your number sentence down here. Now you can work through this process here, the SOLVE process, when you're solving your problem. So you can visualize, kind of like how I said that I was picturing the children here. I was pretending these bears were children. That's a really good strategy when you're working through your problem. Here it says explain your thinking using words, pictures, and numbers. So we're using the pictures, the bears here, to help represent the girls and the boys in this word problem. We also used a number sentence here, and we explained who this word problem was about. All right, so that is what you're going to be doing independently today. You can go back to the very beginning and you can reread everything if you ever need to go back and just get a little more support. It's there at the top for you. Really use these strategies here, the SOLVE, solve strategies, when you're working through your word problems. All right, have fun today, and I know you're going to do your personal best. All right, take care. Bye.